What if I told you that some races are lost before the starting signal? Not because someone wasn't fit enough, not because they hadn't trained hard enough, but because something invisible had already changed. A thought, a doubt, a moment of hesitation. Swimming looks like one of the most physical sports in the world, but after years of training and racing, I realized that wasn't the whole story. Every swimmer grows up hearing the same advice. Train harder, improve your technique, build your endurance, work on your turns, and none of that is wrong. Swimming is demanding. It asks for discipline, repetition, and patience. You spend thousands of hours staring at the black line at the bottom of the pool, thousands more chasing tenths of a second that nobody else will ever notice. On paper, improvement seems simple. Train more, get faster, repeat. But eventually, something stops making sense. Two swimmers train together. They complete the same sessions, push the same intervals. Yet when race day arrives, one performs at their best, the other doesn't. Why? The answer usually isn't found in their shoulders or their lungs. It's somewhere else entirely. I remember standing behind the blocks before one competition. Physically, I felt ready. My training had gone well. I knew I could swim the time, but my mind kept asking questions. What if today isn't your day? What if you mess up the start? What if everyone else is faster? Nothing had happened yet. But I was already racing. Looking back, I realized the competition had started long before I entered the water. And I don't think I'm the only swimmer who's experienced that. If you've ever stood behind the blocks feeling nervous, you've already met your biggest opponent, yourself. We often think performance comes from control. Control your breathing, control your stroke, control your thoughts. But the harder I tried to control everything, the tighter I became. My movements lost their rhythm. Swimming stopped feeling automatic. It felt forced. Over time, I realized something. The best swims of my life weren't the ones where I thought the most. They were the ones where I trusted the most. Sports psychologists have spent decades studying why athletes sometimes perform below their ability under pressure. One explanation is that pressure can shift attention inward. Instead of letting well-practiced movements run automatically, athletes begin consciously monitoring actions that normally happen without effort. That extra self-monitoring can interfere with performance, especially in skills that have been rehearsed thousands of times. Researchers also describe confidence as something that grows from repeated experiences of preparation and mastery, not simply from winning. In other words, the work you do every day matters more than the result of any single race. That idea changed how I looked at swimming. Most swimming channels teach technique, and that's valuable. But I wanted to talk about the conversations that happen inside your own head. The pressure, the doubt, the confidence, the identity that swimming slowly becomes. Because no coach ever sat me down and explained those things. I had to learn many of them the hard way. If sharing those lessons helps even one swimmer enjoy the sport a little more, then this channel is worth making. People often call the underwater dolphin kick the fifth stroke, and they're right. But over the years, I've come to believe there's another one, the stroke nobody sees, the one made of trust, perspective, confidence, and the thoughts you carry onto the blocks. Maybe that's the stroke that shapes every other one. That's what the fifth stroke means to me. And if you've ever felt alone with those thoughts, I hope you'll find something here that reminds you you're not.